So moving on from the sequence control structure, which is the most basic, we're going to move on to the next one, which is known as selection. Now this is where the computer given or the algorithm given an input will make a decision based on that, and it will select a path in which to follow, which is really good when you're shown the pictorial display of a flowchart. Now there's two main types of selection control structures. The first one we're going to look at now, and that's known as a binary selection. So as with the binary number system, there's either a 0 or a 1, no other path. With a binary selection, there's only two possible paths that can be taken, and depending on what the input is, the algorithm will determine on which path will be taken for that. So the example we're going to look at is a traffic light, and we all know with a traffic light that if it's green it means go, otherwise the car should either stop or come to a stop. So the first thing that we're going to need with this algorithm itself is our structures, and we know every algorithm starts with our terminator, which should be begin in capital letters. The next part is that we've got to get from the user themselves an input, and that input would be the traffic light color. So just trying to find, there it is there. So we get the input, and so we'll have get color, and just remember that color itself is known as a variable that will actually store whether the user enters red, green or amber, actually behind that name of the variable there. So I'll add the connecting line. There we go. So our next step is to then make a decision based on what color has been entered. Now in order to do this, we need to place in a decision diamond into our algorithm, and here's the decision diamond. So we'll place that into our algorithm. Basically what we'll say here is, does color equal green? Now a decision will be made on that by the actual computer itself, and if the color does equal green, then we'll put a process over here, and in that process we're going to say proceed through the intersection. Now if the color is not green, we want another process on this side of the decision diamond. Basically what we want to say is that if it's not green, stop the vehicle. Now we do our connecting lines. So obviously we connect that to there, and we move off that way, and we move off to that process there. Now I often put just a bit of text there, and normally I just put a N for no and a Y for yes, so that way I know the criteria of the decision that is being made. And then finally, the last thing that we have to do is once again add another structure in there that's required. So at the end of our algorithm we need to have an end, and we'll just join those paths. So remember, an algorithm must always have flow paths. And there we have what is known as a binary selection statement. So as we know, there's the decision diamond, and based on the input, which is the color, and whether the color is green or not, some form of process will be executed, and the computer makes that decision on which path will be taken. Thank you.